What's up, gaggers? I'm back with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be going over the autism mom life situation once again. Um, Not much has changed since my first video. Some notable changes. One, autism mom life deleted the most popular video uh, on her channel, on her TikTok channel, that featured C, her son, hitting her. But there are still many other videos that are up that still feature C hitting her. Autism Mom Life also has started a podcast. I haven't listened to it, watched, or anything. I just know it exists. But for the most part, beyond those two things, not much has happened. But there is a reason why I'm making this follow up, because the community has picked up on additional things that I feel are very relevant to this topic. But I also want to go a little bit deeper into, honestly, security, personal security on the internet, privacy, etc. But really, I want to tackle the first part first, which is the Reddit part of this story. So with Autism Mom Life, only one side of the story is on TikTok. There's a lot more on Reddit, okay? And this Reddit that I'm specifically talking about is Autism Mom Life Snark. And so if you haven't really ever heard of a Snark page, I never did until I looked deeper into a specific situation I'm going to get into. Pretty much snark pages are just a place where people can talk bad on a specific creator. I think it's mostly TikTokers, so typically a creator on maybe like YouTube wouldn't have a snark page, but I don't know. Again, this is the first one I've ever experienced, or seen, I should say. But why am I bringing this up? The reason why I'm bringing this up is because the same day that I uploaded my first Autism Mom Life video, I went on her channel to see a series of videos being posted. I won't play any of them, not because I don't want to give her side of the story. It's just that I guess maybe something was going on in her life at the time that a lot of the videos aren't necessarily coherent. It was very hard to follow. There were multiple videos going over the same situation, but weren't covering the situation because they were just so jumbled up. So I can't even feature them. And I will go over some of the responses that Autism Mom Life made. But the contents of these videos are what's important. It was Autism Mom Life going over specific Reddit posts by the stepmother of C, her son. So Autism Mom Life is C's biological mother, and C's biological father now has a fiance. Just simply put, stepmom. That's just how the stepmother likes to be called in this situation. So on the screen right now are many screenshots from a lot of these posts on Reddit. Some of them aren't necessarily on the Snark page. They were actually posted on a TikTok gossip board, which then sparked the creation of the Snark page. But the reason why I'm showing these, some of them don't feature the stepmother. Most of them do. Some of them only just show context for what the stepmother is talking about. And here you'll see that the stepmother's name on Reddit is illestablishment528. And again, we know for a fact that this is a stepmom because Autism Mom Life directly responded to these posts from illestablishment528 directly on her TikTok page. But really, I want to focus on a few specific Reddit posts in this long thread of Reddit posts. So here's the first post I want to go over briefly. Right here, I have underlined in red specifically a part of this post where the stepmother says, quote, "We want custody of the kids very badly, and this is tearing us up." So clearly we can see that it's Autism Mom Life, the biological mother, there is some tension and discontent and disagreement over posting these videos of C online. And then here's another one that pretty much has the same sentiment. Quote, "Let me make this clear. The most important thing to us is she take down the bad videos, the ones where it shows him stressed to his max. She can keep her other videos, the ones of her family, the ones of her and her struggles. We just want the toxic ones taken down. That's all." So again, this is just showing disagreement with the videos, not even all of them. Personally, I don't think any of them should be up. Anything featuring children on a massive TikTok page. That's just me though. But at least the stepmother and even the biological father agree that, hey, some of these videos are okay, but the ones where C's in an aggressive episode or, quote, stressed to his max, these videos are the ones that should not be posted. And that is where a lot of this contention arises. So this is the post and a few others I'm going to show specifically that made me want to make this video. So in this specific Reddit post, the stepmother says, quote, "It's sick. I am not a doctor, but I believe she likes when he's like this. For all the wrong reasons, she loves the attention and popularity." So this is just speculation. There's really no necessarily any allegations or anything really tangible here other than maybe the stepmother just doesn't like the mom. And even Autism Mom Life has said her last marriage ended really poorly. They're not on good terms. They do not like each other. Maybe this is just an upset fiance. But this next part is where things start to go from bad to potentially even criminal. And in this Reddit post, the stepmother says a lot of backstory, but then gets into this very specific instance. Quote, "Then my 7-year-old stepdaughter is the one left watching everyone, while mommy, quote, takes a break, unquote. Which is absolutely ridiculous. She had her watch them once in Target, and C left and almost made it across the parking lot to a Red Robin before someone, not his mom, found him." Again, maybe this is just a very specific instance. Maybe there's not a pattern of behavior here. Maybe this is just one specific instance taken out of context. Maybe it's in bad faith. Whatever, right? This doesn't necessarily have to mean that there's neglect going on. And again, these are not my words. These are just how I am interpreting all of these posts together. But where it goes even worse from C just wandering off through a parking lot and having to be found by another adult, this is where, when I read this, I was like, okay, this is bad. This is where things go from the fiance is just maybe mad, bitter, to, oh wait, these are allegations that insinuate, that show that Autism Mom Life just isn't someone that this person dislikes, or maybe Autism Mom Life just doesn't like them. This is a situation where there's potential neglect and even abuse. So here, Ill Establishment says, quote, "I am C's stepmom, and thank you so much for saying this. You are exactly right about letting them run wild and not putting clothes on them. She never buckles that child in the seat or any of them. She also doesn't change their clothes or give them a bath. It's horrible when they come to our house. We almost have to burn the clothes they're in, and we make sure they have baths. As for the baby, we find him crawling all over their property just in a diaper. He's not one of ours. He's the stepdad's and her child that they had after the affair." I will say, just for the record, Autism Mom Life says that there was no affair. That's not the main focus of my specific video, though. We tried so many times to do something about it, but it never changes. The other ones are traumatized when they come to our house. They tell us how scared they are at the other house. But not only because of C, but how their mother handles C and what she lets him do. She doesn't try to stop him at all. So what does this read to me? I don't know how necessarily no one else has picked up on this. We know for a fact that this is real. That we know that this account is associated with the stepmother who is in C's life. We know that this person has actual say. They're not just some random on the internet that's making false claims. Okay, this is the stepmother's words. When I read that Autism Mom Life doesn't bathe, doesn't change their clothes, then other instances where they don't wash the children, and then C wanders off and has to be found across the parking lot of, I assume, a large shopping complex. I don't know for sure though. This all points to potential neglect. And I don't know why no one else has seen this. Even in the videos where Autism Mom Life discusses this post and other posts, she only glosses over some specific instances. So again, the affair thing, she denies. That's fine, right? She also denies, there's another post, it was featured in one of these, in the slideshow earlier, but she denies that C isn't allowed to go to religious events or birthday parties. But that's not the issue, right? That's not the biggest thing that I am reading. The biggest thing is that it appears, again, I'm not saying this with 100% certainty because I don't know. I'm not in the life. But is this not neglect? She never buckles their seatbelts. She doesn't bathe her children. She doesn't clothe them. They're traumatized? How? Like, and then I actually pressed Autism Mom Life in some comments. Now look, I know if you even look at my YouTube channel, like at the time of filming this, I have 122 subscribers. I'm nothing, right? I'm nobody. On TikTok, as of the time I'm filming, I have 3 followers, okay? I am no one. But the idea that I know Autism Mom Life read my messages, the idea that it was never addressed, and what's actually wild about it is that when I pressed the questions, Autism Mom Life said, well, no. We actually have the same concerns about them. So what is it? Is it both? Are both parents showing neglect? I have no idea. But that's not the only thing or only things I want to discuss. This is the worst part of this situation, this update. But there are some other things that have come up that are the reason why I want to talk about the second part about privacy and security on the internet. So, because Autism Mom Life also does Facebook posts, stuff like that, and also has a lot of her personal information out there, as I mentioned in my first video. I won't go over that again. People on this Reddit snark page were able to find her private Facebook that is not private. It is public for anyone to see. And I've had to blur out a lot of these photos. I will only show one example because this is probably the worst example people have found. But again, I just genuinely cannot show this. So this post features a post on Autism Mom Life's Facebook from July 13th, 2015. I know people are going back. This wasn't me. I confirmed that this Facebook is real. I confirmed that this post is real. But beyond that, I didn't go any further. I'm just someone on the internet who's concerned about this specific instance. Like, why post anything like this? And then if you do post it, why leave it public? But that's beyond the scope of this video. So the person who posts this on the Snark page says, "I'm seriously disturbed," as the title. And then goes on to show a screenshot of the actual post. So here's this post, again, July 13, 2015. It says, quote, "When C was a newborn, I attempted giving him a bath in a commercial baby tub. I subsequently almost drowned him in that tub, so he got showers from there out until he could sit up. That being said, I had an epiphany with another child to use a swim ring with a towel in it. All I can say is, it works. 2 baths like this now, and not a single incident or even an almost." So, there is a lot to unpack there. There's the admission of almost drowning C, which, accidents happen. I'm not getting into that. But why post that on Facebook? And then why subsequently have that Facebook public for anyone to see when you know that there are people who are out here making snark pages, that are out here going in your TikTok comments, demonizing C, etc. Why allow that to stay up? Now, maybe Autism Mom Life just forgot, but okay. And then the Redditor goes on to say in the description of their post, "I've censored the baby's faces and genitalia, but she has pictures of every baby she's birthed on her public Facebook with their genitals on display. This woman clearly has no sense of safety and protection for her children on the internet." And for the record, I just want to say I've double censored these. As you can probably tell by the massive black boxes on the screen. There's no discernible baby in this photo. But what this person said is true. Autism Mom Life is now a public figure, whether she likes it or not. And according to the stepmom, she does like it. But why have your personal Facebook that has docs information of almost all of your children? Why have it public when you have baby photos where your children are totally naked? And again, like, why? Why do that? And the thing is with this snarks get a bad rap because, to be fair, they are bad inherently. But this idea that I assume it didn't take that much time to find this Autism Mom Life's personal Facebook that was open to the public. Again, I was able to confirm that this post exists. I don't have Autism Mom Life friended. Why would I do that? I don't want to see even further into this person's personal life. But it's shown to me. And it's true. I don't know about every single child having their baby photos up and being naked. I don't know. I do not know. But this post is more than enough proof that at least one of her children has their baby photos up for anyone to see. And again, this person is a public figure now and a niche micro internet celebrity with, I think, over 200,000 TikTok followers. And not most of them are going to translate and move over to Facebook. So this might not be a big deal. But it's still bad. It's still bad. Why have your personal Facebook be open? Be public? Especially when you're a private individual and you have private stuff on your Facebook. And, I won't even get into even having those types of things posted anyway. I don't even want to get into an argument like that. But even still, why have them public? I'm going in circles, I apologize. So this is going to lead me into the last thing I really want to talk about, which is safety. This person in this Reddit post mentions it, but I really, really, really want to delve into this a little bit deeper. So, the internet is typically a pretty safe space for the average Andy, right? Someone who has no following, they're not going to attract trolls. They're not going to attract people who want to discuss how bad of a person they are, right? Most people can just go on the internet, open up Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, and nothing bad will happen. But when you start getting an audience, when you start building a community around you, such as on TikTok, you are going to open yourself up to scrutiny. This Reddit post, this subreddit, Autism Mom Life Snark, that's just the beginning. If anything, the beginning was TikTok comments saying bad things about about Autism Mom Life, etc. But it can get worse. And that's where the issues that I have start to arise. People were able to find very revealing photos of her children, albeit when they were babies, because Autism Mom Life didn't secure her private, personal Facebook page. I don't know if it's always been public. Maybe it always has been, but something tells me potentially maybe it was private before, but now that she's more of a public figure, it's not public. I don't know. But why allow anyone to be able to have such things? Beyond that, as I mentioned in my first video, there's a lot of PII on her TikTok, mostly just her TikTok, I guess, but on her TikTok posts. It doesn't take that much time. On any video featuring C, maybe not any, but most, especially recent ones, she uses the hashtag C and then the rest of C's name, legal name. Not the last name. The last name isn't there. But if you go on Autism Mom Life's Facebook, you can very easily find out what C's full legal name is. You know what he looks like. And here's the thing, for some reason, Autism Mom Life even tells us how tall and how heavy he is, how much he weighs. Why do I need to know that? I don't know. Some of these videos also feature the outside of her home. And I am going somewhere with this. And so, all of these things should have remained private. I shouldn't know the city and state that Autism Mom Life and her children live in. I shouldn't know many of her children's names. I shouldn't know really anything about her children. I shouldn't know anything about her individually. But I'm just a small YouTuber, right? I'm only doing this to document this whole situation, hopefully spread awareness as to what to not do if you're making TikTok content, like, please do not film children. Please, if you are, please do it in ways that are safe and obscure their identity. Please do that. If there's a parent out there who's thinking about it and who will do it, please look at these videos as a guide on what not to do, right? But it started with negative comments on TikTok. It's now evolved to a Reddit snark page. But what's next? Maybe more of the same. I don't know. But with all this information, there are a lot of bad things that can happen. And I am genuinely scared about those possibilities. We could be, again, maybe this doesn't translate to TikTokers. A lot of these things might more apply to streamers, maybe YouTubers that are larger. But 200,000 people on a TikTok is pretty big. Especially a TikToker who a lot of people dislike. And again, who already has a snark page. We could be looking at swattings. We could be looking at child protective service calls, welfare checks. And again, every single one of these things can be weaponized. It doesn't have to be local PD. It could be state. It could be even federal. People have so much information at their fingertips right now that if they want to do something, they definitely could. Now again, anyone on the internet who is willing to do such a thing to anyone will find that information out regardless, right? I'm not saying that it's specific to this situation and that, stuff like this can be prevented, mitigated, sort of. But the fact that so much of this information is out there, so much of it's out there, I worry that weaponized, maybe not swatting, right? That's probably out of the realm of possibility for a TikToker. But the stepmom publicly posted about how there's potential neglect. And I will admit, I haven't seen anything that suggests to me that there is necessarily neglect. I've seen videos where the children don't seem to be buckled, but I just haven't seen anything that would 100% point that that's true. At least that I'm being shown, right? Autism Mom Life is the one recording and posting these, right? Maybe I'm just not seeing it. I'm just saying, from my point of view, I haven't seen anything bad. I haven't felt obligated to have to call the local police department or anything like that from what I've seen. But because the stepmother has posted these things, and granted, they've been since deleted, most of them, now we have to think about potential weaponized CPS calls. I haven't seen anything that would suggest there is neglect, but the stepmother seems to have shown, at least testimony, word of mouth, that there is neglect. What is stopping someone from weaponizing these calls? Again, it starts off with bad comments on TikTok. It then goes to bad comments on Reddit. And for the most part, the snark page Reddit is pretty mild, at least at the time of filming. I just want to say for the record, at the time of filming, it seems mild. But as you build an audience, you have to take into account security. And with so much personal information being out there, so much material that people can use to embarrass the children, to harass the children, to mock them. I hope it doesn't happen, but it might be just a matter of time. And that's the worst part right now, is that the snowball is formed, right? What brought the snow was filming these TikToks. What started the snowball was the negative comments. But now it started rolling, and now there's a snark page. Maybe the snowball that's rolling down this snowy hill, maybe it'll just dissipate. It'll just fizzle out. Or it can lead to very serious, horrible consequences or situations that will just spiral out of control, that'll just uproot some of these children's lives. It's just, this whole situation is just so bad. I don't like covering this. I know I've made 2 videos on it now. I don't like covering it. I don't like that I was even able to. This content shouldn't have existed. I shouldn't have went down a deep dive looking at what the stepmother said to find out that there was a snark page. And then on that snark page, people found the personal Facebook that was open to the public. And on that public Facebook, there is more information on children, on her children, I should say. There's images. There are stories about accidents and accidental almost drowning. Like, there's just so much. And there shouldn't be. This situation, and I said it in the last video and I'll say it again, this situation feels like it's good intention, but really bad execution. I cannot fathom why the videos are still up. The biggest video that hit the algorithm, that had over 40 million views whenever I recorded my first video, that's gone. But there are still videos of C in aggressive states hitting his mother, autism mom life. A lot of personal information is still public. She still goes by her full legal name on TikTok and her other platforms. She also has a public Facebook page that she's had for many years prior to even, being popular, internet famous, whatever. And there is so much stuff on there that can be used to embarrass, harass, anything really. Her children, her family, anything. And I genuinely worry about what is to come. I hope nothing happens. I hope nothing comes of it. But as time moves on, if these videos keep getting made, if Autism Mom Life keeps going with these videos and this type of content, she's going to continue to garner people who dislike her and who dislike her content because people think it's exploitative, that it's troubling, that it's too revealing, that it's just exposing private elements of her life and her children's lives, that it just shouldn't exist. And as this keeps happening, all it takes is one bad actor to really do a lot of damage in these people's lives. And that's the issue. There should be no opportunity, but with so much information out there, with so much information and content to work with, it can be done. That's what scares me. I hope that if there's a parent out there who watches this, who sees this, I hope that before you start, you understand that obfuscating identities is a huge part of keeping children safe on the internet. A better thing is to keep your own identity obfuscated because it keeps you safe on the internet. And now look, not everything's perfect. People who want to get your personal information probably will always be able to get it. But there's stuff you can do to mitigate it. There's stuff you can do to minimize it. And that's the key. So, again, I think this is the last time I'm making a video on autism mom life. I hated making this video. I hated going over it. Yeah. I hope this is it. I hope nothing happens. I hope that maybe the content shifts away from the children, maybe more on commentary of what's happening. And I also hope that a lot of these elements stop. Private the Facebook page. Delete posts that can be used to embarrass children or might just be embarrassing to their, to autism mom life's children in general. Hopefully delete the videos that the stepmother and father both disagree should exist and be posted. All of these things, I think, could help mitigate. But it really doesn't seem that autism mom life will stop. People have said this to her in the past in comments that, hey, this isn't good, this isn't right. And it hasn't stopped. I just hope, best case scenario, this keeps happening. Maybe TikTok intervenes. Maybe Autism Mom Life has an epiphany and deletes her channel. Something. But I just hope it doesn't end with weaponized welfare checks or swattings or CPS calls. I hope none of that happens. And it probably won't, right? Again, these are things that bigger people on the internet have to deal with. But if she wants to continue to get a huge audience and wants to continue to have a lot of her personally identifying information out there, the chances of it keep rising the more and more followers she gets and the more content she posts. And that's what worries me. So, with that being said, I know I've gone in circles a lot. I apologize. I know that this is a longer video again. I apologize for that too. But I really just wanted to go over this situation. Probably will never speak on it again. I hope so. I hope I never do. Yeah, I'm going to go back to making less serious content. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you want to support me in the channel, please subscribe. Yeah. Other than that, next Wednesday I'm making another commentary video. It will not be on something TikTok related. Yeah, I'm ending it there. Thank you for watching.